one thing that was a life changer for me was my parents and their death. And this is a story that it comes with a very positive life experience and life teachings, because my father was an entrepreneur in Argentina. So I grew up surrounded by his creative energy and his entrepreneurial lifestyle. So I never grew up with his time being from 9 to 7 or from 9 to 5. I had this man that was sometimes always in the house, doing business everywhere he goes and having a lot of ideas. And my mother would go along with that. She was a very strong woman, very smart, and she made multitasking her second name. So she could be, a great mother and a partner for my father in his businesses and his startups and ideas. And she could always manage to be a beautiful feminine woman also. And then my sister, she's younger than me, but she was always an outcast, someone that thinks different. And she is very smart and creative also. She's a graphic designer, and she taught me to always think outside the box. Every time I have a question for her, her answer is always something I never imagined, So when I was 21 years old, my parents died, and it was sudden, and they left me with a lot of economic and financial challenges to face at a very early age. And at that point, it's like everything that I had absorbed during my 21 years from this lifestyle, from, not only my studies, but everything I grew up with, it conveyed in how can I confront this situation. And just that everything that you are doing is teaching you, and you're absorbing it. Everything that surrounds you is a learning, and you're absorbing even if you don't realize it. And when the moment comes, you will be able to execute, and you will be able to, let all that learning. I realized I was fearless and free and happy by just accepting things as they come and trusting in myself. So I started my search for what's my thing, what's gonna make me happy. Being an entrepreneur was definitely in my blood. I knew it, I feel it, I got excited by having ideas and make them happen. And from small things I did in high school or in the university, then every step in my career, in my previous jobs, for me was always an opportunity to do my own thing. So I end up, from real estate development, I end up working for a developer that wanted to convert a building into a condo hotel. And this was new in Argentina. The condo hotel concept didn't exist. So I had to make this transformation for him. And I started thinking about all the things that hospitality business has as, like, set and fixed, and how the things are actually ancient, are from another kind of consumer in the hospitality business. It's a society that was based in rational thoughts, rational things. So they needed to have a lot of swimming pools, and they need to have, a lot of a tennis court or a spa in order to make their experience an experience, and this was not happening anymore. So I started thinking about this gap or this opportunity in this area, and every time I go to my work, I saw a building, that was for rent. And one day I just went into the building and I made an offer to rent it. I didn't really expect the offer to be accepted, actually. But it was accepted, and once it was accepted, since I already signed the offer, I had to do it. I had to go on and do it. So one thing that was for me like an experiment or just having fun, it ended up being, you know, a big responsibility to go and make this idea have a reality. And that's how I started with the hotel. I said, okay, so, you know, I have to do this. So this is how I started with the idea of how we can make, how can I make a hotel business, hospitality business that could engage people, the new travelers, the travelers from the new society, which is an emotional society, which is a society that a traveler that wants to tell a story. They don't want to tell their friends how many pools were in the hotel they went. They want to have a significant story, somebody that no one else had had. And this was very successful, and everyone said I was crazy because it was a very small hotel, and they said it had only 5 suites. And people tell me, this is crazy. You need, with the same amount of fixed costs, you could have a hotel that had, I don't know, 20 or 30 rooms, and you will be more profitable. And I said, but that's not my business model. This is not what I want to do. What I wanted to do is to prove that a concept, an idea, a new idea for a hospitality service was possible and that people liked it. And I didn't want to invest a lot of capital in that, so I didn't purchase the property, I rented. That's one of the things people say I was crazy. You know, how are you putting all this money in a property that is not yours? In Argentina, that's very strange. But I said, for me, this is the business goes beyond the property. It goes on the opportunity. This could be bigger as a concept. Then I can have someone else worry about buying the property. So I need my concept to work first. The second thing was to challenge these fixed rules the hospitality business has. Like, for example, they charge you for the minibar excessive money, you know, for an M&M, and you feel robbed. You are literally being robbed in a place that should provide you a service, that should make you feel special, like you are feeling stupid. You are paying, you know, $10 for an M&M. So I decided that my hotel would be no extra charges, that I would offer snacks. I don't like really mini bars, so what I did was to offer snacks that were handmade with Argentinian products. I always received the customers in the afternoon with a glass of Argentinian wine, and myself, I was there talking with them and sharing snacks and, you know, conversation with them. So I made the mini bar an experience, and I charged for that. It was, you know, part of being in my hotel. And then the other thing I did was, also this with the laundry, I didn't charge for the laundry or for the room service. And then another thing is, I added technology. I think technology today is more important than toilet paper. So I had an Apple computer in every room. People remember me everywhere. They remember that in my hotel. So I never had to put $1 in advertising in my hotel. The transition was love, was nothing but love. The thing is that I fell in love with my actual husband, Gaston.
Hi, how are you?
And Gaston is a very special person. He had the ideas of Hickies almost 10 years ago. And he started with a simple idea because he didn't like to tie or untie his shoes. And he was very young, and we met in a party, and on our first date, he showed me a draft of this idea, and I thought he was crazy. And then after a couple of years, we met again, and he was still flirting with the idea of Hickies, and I said, I can't believe your perseverance, both on Hickies and on me, because he was chasing me for many years. So, you have to do this. You have to build this company. And we fell in love and we got married. And when we got married, we saw the opportunity of having an adventure together, of doing this, of making this idea, Hickies, a reality. And we were craving for an adventure, so we decided to do this together. And in order to do this, we had to move to New York and establish here. And so, I said, okay, I sell my hotel, I sell my business, and he resigned his job from JP Morgan. He had a very secure, good forecast kind of job in JP Morgan, but he resigned all that, and we moved from Argentina to New York to do this.
The thing was that actually I was an entrepreneur without money, so I had to get a job to fund my crazy ideas. Actually, the first time we met, we started talking about this, and she told me, so where are you going to work? Because we may end up competing for the same jobs. And I told her, look, don't worry, I will never work for a company. I will do my own thing. And that pissed her really off,
Yeah, we started competing. That's how we started our relationship.
So I said, don't worry, I will do my own thing. I will not take your jobs from you. So then we met again a few years later, and she had her hotel and I was at JP Morgan. I said, what happened here, And actually, I only went into JP Morgan because I was trying to raise money out of college. And they told me, you are young, you are crazy, and you have crazy ideas and no experience. So there's no way that any investor will put money on you. I said, okay, what do I have to do to get some experience? So I started researching. I said, okay, investment banking looks like a good way of making some money, which I can invest into my projects, and I will get global experience on doing business. So I went into investment banking in Argentina. I did some time all over the world, traveling with the firm, and all the money that I got from there, I would just invest it in this project, because my intuition was telling me that this was a great idea, a great opportunity, and I couldn't believe that no one else was doing it. So, as Mariquel said, then we got married and we decided to have this adventure together.
Yes, it's like the context got in place, and it was the opening door for doing this. Either we did this this time, or we never are going to do it.
Yeah.
So we took a chance.